What's a yield curve inversion?
Yield curve inversion. Go get it. How do I explain this to you? You know what a curve is, right? A chart.
Yes.
Okay. So a yield curve, first of all, is a chart that charts out the yields of US Treasuries based on duration. So it plots like the 1 year, just using an example, there's a lot more to it, but it plots like the 1 year treasury or the 2 year treasury, the 5 year treasury, and the 10 year. There's a plot. But basically what it is like, okay, so for example, think about it this way. If you invest in something for the short term, technically it should give you a lower rate, right? And the longer term should be higher, right? Think about it that way, right? So signs of recession is when the short-term maturity T-bill, treasuries, right? The rate is higher than the long-term. So what does that signal is, like, if you invest in something now, you get a higher return because later on, right, the yields are lower, and lower yields usually are a reflection of what? A recession, right? So normally the yield curve is like a 2 year. They always chart the 2 year versus the 10 year. I think it's the 2 year versus the 10 year, something like that. Like a 2 year is here versus the 10 year. So in normal times, like, inflation takes place over time, right? Right. So if you do a longer term investment, technically you should get paid back more. It's a concept of discounted cash flows, right? But when your short term investments are higher, they call it an inversion. The short term investment is higher than the long term investment. That's an inversion. That says that short term money pays you more, gives you a better return than long term money, because it's an anticipation of lower yields in the future, which technically is like, it's a downturn, it's a recession. Because what happens to interest rates during a recession? No one's spending money. So what does the economies do, central banks do? They dump the rate. So the rate's really high today and really, yes, manja. You want, huh? But anyways, yield curve inversion usually is a signal of recession.